Welcome back to All right. Today, guys, we got a package in the mail from Summit. So I'm gonna get my trusty assistant, Mr. Ryan, here helping me. Ryan, let's open the box, see what we got in here. I just tore it open, so let's see what we got. Okay, you got it? All right, pull it. Let's open the box, see what we got. All right, got some styrofoam packing. Can you get it? Uh-oh, let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. What is that, Ryan? Okay, can you pick it up, or is it too heavy? Okay, that's Magna Fuel. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, put it down on the ground for me. Got us a fuel filter replacement gasket, so this will go on our thing, and then we got a Magna Fuel spring. So I'll go ahead and tell you a quick thing. Me and Ryan made a decision to change out our fuel pump. So give me a second, I'll open the box and let's take a look at it.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. We got us, we decided to pull the trigger on a new fuel pump. Like I say, that one I pulled out, like I say, it was a Barry Grant. It was probably about 10 years old. So we went ahead and pulled out and got some to get this Magna Fuel. So luckily this is the 4401, so it doesn't have the built-on filter. So luckily this should bolt right in place. I got the, we'll just have to make sure the fittings are right, but this one should bolt right in place. And the reason why I went with it, if I had this fuel pump located in a different location besides the rear, I would have probably opted for the one with the built-on filter, but I think this will do us good. So I said while the motor's down, I wanted to take time, since it doesn't look like I may run any this season. Even if I get the motor back, I don't know, maybe we will, but I wanted to start trying to replace some of the stuff. So like the first step was getting the fuel pump. Like say that fuel pump is probably, I got it in 2010 when I had a SN95 model, and it was used then. So I don't use it often, but one time I was using it almost twice, 3 times a week when I was running a class in 2010, 11 early. Had a black 95 model. Maybe I'll put it on the, make a quick video. I got some pages and stuff. I even think I got an old Rockham video, but it was a pretty good car. I mean, it ran probably 2011, 2012, went 550s on a 411-inch small block Windsor at 3150, and that's on a 257 jets, which were about a 200 shot on a plate at that time. So I think it went pretty good. 123, 124, 60. Probably I think it went a best of 125. So it was a fun little car. So I think it was time to replace the fuel pump, or at least have it. So what I'll do is, I'll keep the Barry Grant as a backup, or if somebody needs one at the track, I'll at least have it for them to use temporarily, because they don't make a replacement. And I did have to, the spring here is for 16 volt battery. So because I use a 16 volt, I got to log in here, and this is the spring number. If you got a Magna Fuel 4401, they recommend that we change the spring for a 16 volt amperage, because it spins it a lot harder, so they don't want to burn it up. All right, guys, welcome back. Me and Ryan just got it out here, so that takes a little while. If you got big hands, it's good for here, but your hands got to fit inside this ring. So it took me a while to get a decent sized hand in that fuel cell. If I had a smaller hand, or if Ryan was big enough, I'd probably get it. But you can see why it was pretty much linked. It's pretty much tearing everywhere. That's probably where it was, and how it was put in there. I'm pretty sure that that it wasn't tight around there. It's just a really awkward way. So I got to figure out a better way to get these bolts in there. Or maybe if I can stick my hand there long enough, I could use just take my time and go through there. So I'm gonna replace that one with a brand new one. And luckily, this is, for anybody, this is a fuel cell. So this is 290. Well, let me see that. 29001. So if you need a fuel cell gasket, kit. That's what I bought for that. So anyway, let's see if we can get that on, and we'll see if I can get it tight. I just want to give you a quick update what I had to. So right now I have to hold the boats kind of like in between my hands and kind of fish it up under here, because it's not, I done dropped it like once, but that's the only way I can get it in there to get it started, to get it up. And let me see if I don't know if I'll be able to show you this, but I hold it up like that, and then I grab a nut from over here. So I'm just getting them started, but I want to give you how hard it is when you get the ring up there for somebody with decent sized hands. It can be done, just, it takes a while, and you got to be real careful, because I dropped one and had to take the whole assembly back off. But anyway, just a quick update of how I'm getting it in there, and I hold it like this because, as you can see, my hand doesn't go down once the ring is on there. So all right, hang with me, and we'll see, we'll get it completed. All right, guys, I think we got it. Like I say, what I did do is I tried not to put it in there so tight that as you start to tighten it down, it kind of pinches it out a little bit. But I ended up going that way. I did have to use the vice grips to get my ratchet from under there, but I think right now, me and Ryan, what you think, Ryan? Guess we'll get it? Okay. All right, yep, I think we got this, like I say. All right, welcome back to Hot Rods World. Today, if you get a 16 volt Magna Fuel pump, part number 441, and you can see that. But one of the things you do have to do is, when you if you have a 16 volt battery, they recommend you change it. So this is the part number with this spring. So I looked around online, and I can actually see the spring is sitting in here. So let's see how long it takes us to do this real quick. Let's see if I can get it off without messing up. So there's a spring here you must change right here. And this right here, this spring allows if you got a 16 volt battery, it allows it to open up earlier, according to all the stuff I've been reading. So let's switch that out before we get it working. So let's see what it takes here. Also I wasn't able to get that pump open correctly, so I just gave up and bought a new one. So new spring, old spring. Like I say, this is a little stiffer for the factory. You can see here it doesn't take much to open it compared to this one. It's thicker coil sizes too, if it matters to you. So we'll put the light one in here. This is for 16. So if you got a 12 volt, you don't have to change this. If you got a 16 volt, they recommend you change it. Like I say, we got the fuel filter, so we'll try to get it on installed. But once I figured out what I need to do, is a pretty quick fix. But I don't know, I was looking, I don't know if this is actually what I had to do for the other one. I don't remember making a change in my buddy, because we switched volts. I don't know if we actually changed it or not. And I don't know if yeah. All right, so new spring is in, so this should open up quicker because of the flow of the battery working faster. It's going to push the fuel quicker. So right now I'm just going to cover it off, and then what we'll do when the other one comes in, I'm going to steal the caps. I'll steal the AN fitting. Since I didn't buy one, like I say, it wasn't leaking, so I didn't feel the need. So just steal that one, and this one off here, clean it up with brake clean, get it cleaned up, and then we'll get it back in the car and wire it up. I won't be able to try it just yet till we get the motor back, but hopefully the next couple weeks we'll be able to get the motor back and at least see how this works. So I'm gonna get all the fuel, get it nice and neat where I can just plug and play. I don't have to, use twist ties and all that kind of stuff. I do need another one of this to ground it. So the negative was grounded to the chassis, and it looks like they use an extension, so I might need to get some more. I think this is, I have to figure out what gauge wire this is, and I'll make an extension piece, get this clamped up, and get this mounted. So I just want to give you a quick video of what you need to do if you're running a 6-volt setup with the Magna Fuel 500. Thanks. All right, welcome back, YouTube. I think we got it fixed as close as we're gonna get it. So basically what I had to do last time, I think you saw I had a coupler. I tried to cut it and it messed up the threads. So let me back it up a little bit. So it made it really hard. So now if you look, it made it too long. This was actually hitting the frame rail under the car. So now I actually got two of these, one blue, one black. It seems like the blue one, but it's basically a 12 AM with the round. So this is actually going to the fuel pump, and this side is going to the filter. And I only got about 5 threads. Is about where I can get it. I put some Teflon tape to make it a little tight because basically I don't have a stopper up here. So luckily, about 4 or 5 turns is about all you can get before you hit the filter. So I got I made the Teflon pretty thick. So when I turn it, it's still in this part here, and it kind of stops right at the edge where it doesn't hit the filter, but it's able to get fuel. I am a little concerned about how the fuel may flow in here. I'll show you the old one was a little different. So if you notice this is my old one. Let me see if I can get it turned around. If you look at the old one, fuel came in here and it came out the back. Not saying it makes any sense, but on this one, this is the jigs can. Fuel comes in here, fuel goes back, but now it kind of comes out here. So it's got to fill up this to come back out. The still 10 microns for the filter, so a spiral filter. But one of the things they did a little different here is they make a filter for both, but on these jigs, the back is actually closed. So it sits in the canister. Fuel comes in here, hits the back, and then it has to go out through the filter to get to the outlet. But on this one, it's actually got an open port. So technically, this or this side could be where the fuel comes in. Just depends on where you have it. So they actually make a replacement filter just like this, but it's open in the back. So I may order one. I'm gonna start with this one to see. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the pump I got now, with the fuel hitting the jigs canister, like you say, and see how, if I have issues with keeping the fuel pressure up. Got some regulators I want to switch out too on that fuel log. I'm gonna get 3 new fuel regulators. So what I'll do is put the pump up there. Make sure I think most of the time we run 6 on 6 to 6.5. No. See, 6 on the carburetor, and then like 5 to 5.5 on the nitrous side, for the 2 kits. So I'll see if the regulators, when we put the pump on it, each regulator stays at the respective PSI. If not, I may look at seeing if I can buy the replacement filter for the BG can, because it doesn't leak. It's just a can. It just needed a new filter. So I think we at least finished this project. My engine guy called me yesterday, and I actually had to work, so I'll talk. But I think we're getting close to at least getting the engine back. At least at that time, I can, once the engine comes back, once I get the engine in the car, we can look at suspension is the next thing I want to tackle, because I don't know, by the time it's really hot in North Carolina. It probably won't be fun to go out till late September or early October. So I still have some time to buy some stuff. And I'm almost thinking it's time for new tires. I have to look at the build date. I saw some guys say they get about 50 passes. But those tires, I don't know if it's got 50 passes, but it's definitely been on a car for at least 3 years or so. Front tires front tires actually been up there longer, so I may be looking to invest in new tires. As long as I'll check them and make sure they're not dry rotting. But all right, welcome back to Hot Rods World. So I think we almost got it fixed, guys. So I had to go buy for the mountain fourth and 20 by 1-inch bolts. And this is to mount the fuel pump. So what I did is made sure that they would fit in here because they use the same bolt size, which works out perfectly. So let me show you what I got in here so far. Is that? Let's see what we got here. So, all right, we're back. So here's what we got, guys. I use those bolts right here, and what I did do is because these bolts on this pump are recessed, and on the old one they used to come here. I guess if I really want to, I could get the grinder and come right here to make sure these bolts are over this line. But right now I'm not. What I did is add a real small washer here just to get a little clearance, and so that when I do tighten these bolts down, and what I did was I just my little feeler gauge here, just made sure I could go. But basically when I tighten these bolts down, this will make sure this clamps to the bottom of the pump. There's a pump down in here. And the new tank, got the lines pre-fitted. I got to get a new ground, because last time it was ground like right here, or right here. I have to go back and look. But I'll put a ground bolt here, just clean this area also, make sure it gets a good ground. And then up top, I did do some rearranging on the ground core from the battery. I tie strapped it here to here to get a little bit. Just want to make sure it doesn't cut up here, but at least get it from dangling. But other than that, guys, I think we at least got this pretty good. Like I say, next step is getting the motor in, then I'm going to reevaluate my suspension for our shocks and stuff. But appreciate you hanging in there with me. Until next time.